How's it going, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about how to upload your content with the highest quality to social media platforms. This is something that I get asked so much in social media. If you don't follow me on Instagram, here's my Instagram, you can follow me. And this is kind of like the content that I upload. What I'm about to share, it's a little bit of the technicality of, the things that you need to look for, when you export your content and when you upload it. But I think there is also the bigger picture is how to shoot it. I don't think a lot of people talk about those things. And that file that you shoot with, it's really key to upload, a high quality piece of material, photo or video or whatever. Also, don't be so hard on like, oh, I need to upload the highest quality, the sharpest image. I mean, yes, it is important, but to me, what makes a high quality piece of content, either a photo or a video, I think is also the message you're trying to share with it, what kind of feeling you portray with that. And I'm gonna give this an example. Film cameras, they're grainy, they're like not sharp, but they give you that nostalgia that you like or you feel, that makes you feel something, and that is a high quality piece of material for me. So just keep that in mind, but let's go into the technicality. So there's three things that we're going to focus on. The first one is how to shoot. I think, like I said, a lot of people don't look into those things. And when you shoot a photo or a video, let's start with photos first. You need to shoot raw if you have the capacity or capability to do it with your phone or with your camera, which most of them, I think you can do that right now. The reason why you shoot raw is because it's a file with more dynamic range, so more information on the highlights and the shadows, more color depth. So that's really key when you're trying to manipulate your image. So try to shoot raw as much as you can, because if you mess up something like your exposure or whatever, that gives you more room to fix it. Now on video, I shoot S-Log3. Like right now, this is the log profile, which is kind of like the raw form of video and cameras. If you don't feel comfortable with it, it's completely fine. We'll make a video about it. Let me know if you want to learn how to shoot S-Log, I guess. And video, try to shoot with the highest bitrate you can, or that you can have on your camera, because it's the same as a raw photo. You have more space to manipulate colors, exposure, and whatever. So those are the technicalities. Now let's jump into the computer. I want to share how I export my photos from Lightroom and DaVinci, and then we'll go into the last part, which is upload. All right, guys, I'm here on the computer now, and I use Lightroom Classic to edit my photos, but the process is pretty much the same across all editing programs. This is just because I've been using it for so long, and I want to emphasize on shooting raw, why it's so important. Here is a photo from Beto from Los Hermanos Mendoza concert that we just shot, and you can see the difference between the raw photo and the edited photo. But look at the flexibility I have with the exposure. I could make it completely dark and completely blown out, and this is something that you really don't have with a JPEG photo, like that flexibility to recover light. And just so you know, light impacts colors a lot, so if you're trying to go for specific colors, it's really key that you have a proper exposure and of course a file with way more depth. So that's that. So another thing that I do a lot, it's contrast, and use the S-curve. A lot of people ask me, Diego, why are your photos so detailed? It really is just adding contrast. My camera, I shoot with the Sony a7 III, 24 megapixels, and I get great photos. I mean, everybody that I talk to, they like my photos, and they see the sharpness, and it's really on in contrast. Like, I'm gonna put this photo as an example. If I remove contrast, you can see it's more of a flatter image, but when you bring it down and you separate your shadows from your highlights, it creates that kind of like crispy sharpness, I guess, and that's kind of how I see it, really. But it's just separating those things. So focus on your S-curve. Also, clarity adds a lot to your image. It's just the same. It just separates. It's more specific on separating your shadows and your highlights, and it just adds that crispiness on it. And another thing that I do is on sharpness. When I do, you can see here the sharpening. I only focus on the edges of the photo. So how do you do this? You just select the amount of sharpening you want, and then you click option in your Mac or alt on your PC. You can see, like right here, it's adding sharpness to the whole image, but I don't want to do that, because if you have grain, it's gonna add grain. It's gonna add sharpness to your grain. So now you just go to the edges, and that's really what I do. So that's what I do on the photos. Those are the things that I really focus on to create kind of like sharpness or just like crispiness on the image. So now the way I export is right click, I go to, where's the export. So these are the settings that I use when I export my photos. Here I go JPEG. I do 100% quality. I don't limit my file size, I just leave it as it is. My color space is sRGB, the one you see on screen, and I have a resolution of 240 pixel per inch. I don't resize to fit or anything. That's exactly how it is, and that's really what I do. That's the only thing that I do to export my photos from Lightroom to my computer and then just upload. Another thing that I recommend when you bring it, usually, I mean, the phone that you use, it really makes an impact, or if you have an Android or whatever, the way you transfer the files to your phone, because you usually, or at least I usually just import or upload from my phone. So having AirDrop, it's a huge tool. I cannot emphasize on that, because before with the PC it was really hard. I still use Dropbox. I use Dropbox for a long time, and it's a great platform to upload files and download, so you don't really lose quality there. Another thing that you need to look into it is like the Wi-Fi that you use on, you know, when you're trying to upload the photo, because sometimes we have like low signal, you're trying to upload something, it just doesn't upload that big of a file, and you know, it kind of just shrinks the file. So yeah. All right, NVIDIA is the same concept. I'm here in DaVinci. As you can see, I also use the S-Script. I mean, the color grading stuff, I'll make another video if you're interested at the bottom. But the way I export is just pretty much go to custom export. I select the location. I do select my resolution. It has to be 4K. I do that across the board. If you do on Instagram, for example, a reel, whatever, I export it in vertical size for 4K. That's what I've been doing. And in advanced settings, this is really key. Go to force debayer to highest quality and force sizing to highest quality on DaVinci, and that's really it. Add render queue, boom. And then you can transfer to your phone through AirDrop or Dropbox. Those are the ones that I recommend that I've been using. So that's kind of like my settings for video. Okay, now I'm gonna show you what settings I have on my Instagram. You're gonna go to the top right hand corner, and then you're gonna go with settings and privacy. If you scroll down, there's gonna be an option that says media quality, and I always have upload at highest quality. As you can see, I have unchecked the use less cellular data and display HDR media, because I just don't like the HDR really, because some phones are shot with HDR and some aren't, so I just don't want to mess with that. And use less cellular data, I have that off, because sometimes you're trying to upload, you know, a photo or a video, and you have that activated, is really gonna compress the file, and that's really what I don't want. So like right now, that's really all I do here on the phone. I just uploaded these photos from Cristian Nodal. Really, I just sent him from my computer to my phone, and I just upload him as he is. Another thing, don't add any filters or add any adjustments. Don't make any adjustments on the phone. Don't use third-party apps like there are some apps where you edit the video and then you upload from the app to, you know, like Instagram or whatever. We don't know the process that they have, so that's why I just avoid that. I just do it directly from my camera roll, always to every single platform. And the same goes for video. Like if I'm gonna upload a video, I'm just show you. So I'm gonna use this video as an example. This is a video with the settings that I showed you on DaVinci, and this is really how I upload on Instagram, and that's really it. I mean, I don't mess with anything else, and those are the settings that I use, at least on Instagram. On TikTok, you also have an option to do that. So on TikTok, you go to the top right hand corner, you do the same, you go to settings and privacy, and then I have unchecked data saver. So in TikTok, it's pretty much the same process, but this one you have to do it every time you upload. So I have this video selected, I click next, and then I'm gonna go where it says more options here at the bottom. You click there, and then there's gonna be an option that says allow high quality uploads. High quality videos might take longer to process. I always have that checked. Yes, I want that. And those are really the things that I do to really upload high quality content in Instagram and TikTok. All right guys, so that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Is this something that was helpful for you? Let me know if there's something else you want to learn. Leave a comment. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please give it a thumbs up to this video because this really helps to just push it out to more people. And yeah, see you on the next one. Stay creative. Bye. Why are you dancing behind the camera? That was kind of distracting, but